We could finish this video, but you're going to have to pay for it because it's in early access. We haven't finished it yet.
But that does only give you part of it.
Yeah, it gives you...
We do promise that we will develop the game later.
The
frequent
video.
updates, yeah. The video. It'll get updates.
Yeah. Like, at least once a year.
At least.
Welcome back to Gaming in the Garage. I am the Chivalrous Toaster here with...
The Dragon Warrior.
We're talking about Steam Early Access today. Or as I like to call it, Steam Early Access to a pile of garbage. Now, before you get too angry, because I'm not going to talk kindly about Steam Early Access in this video, you have to realize there are some good Early Access games. 7 Days to Die, it had a lot of bugs, but it's okay now. Subnautica still has a lot of bugs, but it's fine to play. Ark Survival's good. Oxygen Not Included is fun. There's good examples.
Dangerous.
There's great examples of games that wouldn't be seen on the full Steam store if it wasn't for early access. I'm not saying that there aren't good early access titles, but what I'm saying is those are the exception rather than the rule. To find those games, you have to scroll through 5-6 pages of utter trash just to get to something good. And that's the problem. I don't think there's enough curation from Steam.
They definitely have a very hands-off approach to what it sounds like everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I think they just got rid of Steam Greenlight, and they're replacing it with something later called Steam Direct. But it's because they want to make as much money with as little work possible.
Yep.
And the Steam Early Access is a great example of that, because they're always on popular new releases. Like, a week after Resident Evil 7 came out, it was gone from popular new releases. A huge game, like Resident Evil 7, was just gone. You had to go to, like, top sellers and scroll down to find it, because there's just a plethora of early access games. There's tons of games that get released every day on Steam, probably, and they're all early access. Every single one early access. Half, at least, early access. Probably half of the games on Steam are early access. And it's just because Valve, I guess, isn't really doing a whole lot to stop them.
Nah. They've opened up the floodgates and pretty much anybody can get their game on there. But, I mean, you do have to just also realize, and I know that you kind of touched on this, so there are exceptions to this. And there can be some good stuff out of Greenlight and out of early access. I do think that...
Greenlight, I say there's nothing. It's wait until you can get your game at least on early access. I don't want to see your garbage up on Steam Greenlight.
Okay, all right. So I guess that besides, there are some good things, and I do think that some of these developers do deserve a chance, do deserve their games to be up there, and do deserve these passion projects to be up there. But I do agree also that if Steam continues to say, "Yep, here you go, you got $100, your game's on there," that people are just going to get more and more angry, and you're going to lose customers.
So the problem is, it's like Kickstarter. After you pay for this product, at least in Steam Early Access, you get something.
Yeah.
But they could just never finish it. I got this game. I sold a game on G2A one time. I had $1 left from something I bought, and I bought a game called Far Sky or something. It was like Subnautica, but more realistic. And I just got it because I had $1, and it was like the only game for $1 on G2A. And it was an early access game, and I didn't know that. But I put the Steam key in, and I went to the Steam store as it was downloading and checked out the reviews. The game had been out for like 3 years, or 2 years, I forget. And there was no updates from the developer. And that's the problem. These people are still going to get your money if you go buy their game.
Yep.
But there's no real incentive. I don't want to say incentive. There's no real way to ensure that you're going to get updates.
No, just like Kickstarter, there's really no guarantee that something's going to be finished.
And that's the problem I have with it, is so many games go unfinished. So many people rely on the early access title to get away with having game-breaking bugs that they just probably don't know how to fix. But the game is almost complete except for those bugs. You're new to PC gaming.
I am.
What I want to know what you think of early access from the games maybe you've seen. I know you probably haven't played a whole lot.
I own 7 Days to Die, and I bought Elite Dangerous on my Xbox. It was part of Xbox's ID at Xbox program, and it was early access, and I told you that, and you saved like 15%, something like that. Same thing with, you could buy Ark on Xbox, same thing. And I believe Elite Dangerous just technically went to live, it's finished status. But I know for a while it was still considered early access. And that game was the same thing. I didn't really experience any game-breaking bugs or anything that was, like, awful. It looked gorgeous. I mean, the game is great for, like, a game that's made by an indie studio. I guess I have less experience playing indie games and or early access games and all that kind of stuff. And I have, I guess, more experience browsing Steam and seeing a lot of that. And I will definitely say that a lot of the stuff that's on sale, a lot of the stuff that's front page, a lot of the stuff that's on specials, a lot of the stuff that's just there on the store in general cluttering the thing is either Greenlight or early access games, and both of which are a little bit shoddy.
The only argument that I hear people make for early access, and it's, oh, these developers can't afford it.
Yeah.
That's not my problem.
No, I hear you.
It's not my job to fund your game being finished. It's my job to refund you once the game is out, once the game's complete. If you can't afford QA testing, give your game to Steam, to some people on Steam, for free. It's not our job as the customers of Steam and your potential customers to fund your game being finished. People say, oh, look at, they name off all these great games that have come from early access. And like, you wouldn't see these games without early access. And sure, but I'd rather not have those games at all and have a cleaner, more, I guess, AAA Steam store, because it's so hard to find new releases for games. New games that you care and hear about, and not games that you have to find. Because indie titles you don't know, and so you watch tons of reviews and whatever before you buy one of those games. For AAA games, you can just kind of buy them because they look cool. And I guess 7 times out of 10 you'll be buying a decent game. So I would rather have more of those stay on the Steam front page for longer than have any early access games.
So I guess let me lay this on you, I guess, as a possible solution. And this will probably never happen, just because of the way Valve is. Do you think that a more hands-on approach from them as far as curation goes, or maybe even people, they already have Steam curators as far as picking out games that are good and saying, hey, these games are good, people can trust those. What if there was sort of almost like a review? So like IGN, they get a review code. Why doesn't some of these Steam curators, maybe they're Valve employees, maybe they're Steam curators that are just players, get these review codes, and before they hit the store, they get reviewed and they get kind of QA tested, and then maybe they're not finished, but maybe they can say, you know what, this game is finished enough, and you can call it early access and release it.
See, I'm fine with something like that, and the problem is, I know Valve just doesn't care enough.
No,
they would rather just let people basically do it themselves.
Yep.
You have to make the decision. It's your money, you decide what you do with it. I hate that. I hate that Valve just cares about money. They don't really do a whole lot in terms of early access and back when Steam Greenlight was there. They just want money, and I agree. I think something like this would work. I know there's good games, guys. I know this video is going to trigger some people because they love a game that went through early access or that's in early access currently, and I do too. I love Oxygen Not Included. It's such a fun game. I like Ark Survival. It's a fun game.
7 Days to Die is pretty good.
But I'm just tired of not being able to go to the front page to see Resident Evil 7, to see Call of Duty, to see these actually popular new releases. I'm tired of seeing games that I've never heard of from a developer that I've never heard of have a game on the front page that's not finished. It's ridiculous, Steam. This isn't a knock on early access developers, I get it. I know it's hard. But you made the decision to start a game company. If you can't fund it, I'm sorry. I hope you guys did not hate this video. I hope even if you love early access, you're able to get through it, because I want it to be good.
It's more of like a, it's not necessarily like a rant or like a roast of Steam early access. It's like hey, some of these games are good and we do like them, but we wish that some of these other games that clog the market that aren't good weren't there, so it was easier to sift through to get to these games like Ark, like 7 Days to Die, like Elite Dangerous, these games that we want to see that, hey, these games are good, they're in early access, support them.
Yeah, we're coming from a good place in our hearts. We want Steam Early Access to be something that we can go to see games that deserve our money now. I want it to be that. I really do. But it's not right now. And it's mostly on Steam's or Valve's shoulders. They have to care more before it's going to improve. If they start showing some love for early access and start cutting some of the fat off, taking some of these games down, then it could be that place where you go to see an up-and-coming game. It could be that place where you go to see an indie developer who deserves your money, who actually cares about their game, who's updating it constantly and updating the community and gets involved. It could be that thing that you want to check like weekly to see if anything new is up there. But unless Steam starts to care, it's not going to happen. That's all, guys. Catch you later.